can't share another screen, so I'm gonna make another screen, log in here, and then start the trading view and all of that. I think we're live. Hey guys, can you guys hear me clearly? Let me just check. Yep, yep. All of you guys can hear me clearly. I've muted the YouTube. 1 second. I'm going to unmute the YouTube. Let me know if you guys can hear it, okay?
With this morning, 7 minutes, expectations from you in 1 minute.
Can you guys
Come
hear
on,
it?
Ashish.
No, the only point that I want to make over here, Arnab, is first of all, thank you for getting me on.
Okay.
I heard PK and
so I'm going to mute Arnab Goswami for some time because he'll eat my head if I don't mute him. We'll wait for Nirmala ma'am to come. Just give me 1 second. I'm just getting another setup ready of trading view. God. Pratham, do one thing, no? Just send me the StreamYard link I sent you back on my chat. Just resend it back to me. Yeah. So guys, how's everyone? I have also got Pratham with me. So Pratham is the person who helps me with all the content, research, knows a lot about a lot of sectors. Mainly, he's the expert in pharma sector. Yes. So we are going to basically look at the budget. Just give 1 sec. Can we use some other channel? Sure, we can. Which channel you want to use though? Suggest karo na. You want to use another channel? I have no problem. Absolutely no problem. CNBC? Okay. Yeah, this guy keeps shouting, man. It's damn annoying. Oh, I don't want this one.
It's difficult to play this, but
Can you hear this?
the Indian pharma sector is generally a beneficiary. So if we don't see any disruption,
Okay.
We would we definitely like Sun Pharma. So that's something. Otherwise, the private sector banks, I think the banking sector is a consensus call. I don't claim any special insight here.
Okay.
But some of the beaten.
Got it. Everything is clear. All of you guys can hear. I mean, obviously, we're not going to start right now. Let me remove the captions as well. Okay, wonderful. Now enough. I don't want more recommendation, guys. Bas ho gaya. Thank you. The people keep doing this again and again. Yes, so we will be doing commentary, obviously, guys. So obviously, let Nirmala ma'am start talking. We'll keep the volume low. We'll listen to what she's saying, and then we will do our own commentary also. That is why we're here. Pratham is here. I'm trying to log in to another screen, but I'm not able to for some reason. I'm just trying to get my other computer logging in, but apparently it's got hanged completely. I'm going to restart it. But how's everyone? How is everyone? Let's do one quick roundup before people start. I mean, before we start, right? How many minutes we have? 4 more minutes. Okay. So guys, what are our expectations? Can we do some quick predictions on what we think can happen, cannot happen, etc., right? So the first big prediction is that, look, we need the FIIs to come back into the market. Without the FIIs coming back, I don't see us doing really well with the economy for the next 2-3 years. The market might not go up a lot if the FIIs don't come back for the next 2-3 years. So that is number one. Now, there's two ways to get the FIIs back. One is to make India supremely attractive, that they have no other option but to come and invest in India, and it becomes one of the fastest emerging markets. Right now, we're growing at a pace of around 6.4 to 6.6 is what prediction is there from all the broking houses. But our government is giving a different picture. I think 6.7 is what our government of India is saying, right? So it depends on how we are going to grow. But the second thing is, if you really want the FIIs to come back, then we need to reduce the LTCG, STCG, or reduce the STT and LTCG, STCG. Because right now, we are paying STT also. We are also paying long-term capital gains. We are also paying short-term capital gains. And we are hitting all three marks at the same time, which is, I would say, not cool at all, right? So that is something that needs to change as well. Pratham, what do you think needs to change in this budget, or what is your one prediction of this? I feel two things will happen. Either one of the three, STT, LTCG, or STCG, has to change, reduce or change, number one. And number two, my second prediction is that the middle class will get at least 10,000 to 15,000 rupees of some relief. That is my only two hopes to fuel consumption back into the economy. What is your take?
Yeah, so to carry on with that, I feel, as you rightly said, consumption has to be boosted. So that could be done in three ways. One, you can, increase your standard deduction. That is first thing. Otherwise, what you can do is you can increase the tax slab rate so that indirectly it helps, right? Otherwise, what they can do is they can increase the 87A, that is your rebate amount, so that, like for example, in the old tax regime, if you earn 5 lakh rupees, it is tax free. In the new tax regime, 7 lakh is tax free, including the rebate. So that the rebate can be taken up. These are the three ways you can fuel the consumption by having more money with the middle class, so that they can, go and purchase things. So that is one thing. Infrastructure, defense, surely will be they are key picks, and it is gonna increase because maritime problem. The Tejas is not getting on time for Air Force. So these things government has to focus and allocate a good budget to defense and infrastructure. That is surely gonna be. Also, I feel that they will spend more on healthcare and agri products in particular, because if you remember recently, Modi and Trump had a call together, and because Trump is everyone is so scared of Trump, I feel they may have an agreement on things that we export to US, that is majoritarily agri and food products. So I feel some relief can be done over there as well, so that it will boost your rural fertilizer type companies or rural agri product companies to give a boost. That is what I feel.
Also, there's one very funny thing, which I don't know how many of you all noticed, but yesterday we saw all the government companies, which is defense companies and shipbuilding companies, started flying. I don't know how many of you all saw this. All your Muscat or Cochin shipyard, every single company started flying yesterday, right? So again, we're very excited to see what is going to go on in this budget. Now, what we'll do is we will look at the budget. We will obviously listen to Nirmala ma'am, but we will also do our commentary as soon as she gives something monumental. Okay, so we're just going to wait for it to start. As soon as it starts, we'll switch on the 1 second. Yeah, so as soon as it starts, we will do that. We will start doing that. But what is your take on the budget, guys? Anyone has any predictions? See, we're going to start right now. Any of you guys have any predictions? And for all the people who want live updates of the budget, of what happens in the channel, so we have a community that where we put live updates. I think Pratham and me put live updates on the community. So anyone who wants live updates about the stocks, community, etc., you can join the community. I'm just going to pin the link in the comments as well. Aram se, whenever you want. Chalo.
Parliament to present Budget 2025. This is going to be her eighth budget, eighth consecutive budget. On CNBC TV 18, we're calling it Seize the Moment. Will the budget capture the global context as well as unleash the animal spirits of the domestic industry? That's the big question.
Let's go. Oh, what happened? Let's go. 30 people are screaming on top of their voice. What is this? People are just screaming like crazy.
बजट के बाद राज्यपाल अभिभाषण में आपको पर्याप्त अवसर दूंगा। मेरा आपसे निवेदन है, नहीं माननीय अखिलेश जी, आपने संसद की मर्यादा को आप बना के रखें। कभी बजट भाषण के अंदर इस तरीके का नहीं हुआ, ये उचित नहीं है।
You want me to put the volume down or volume up?
अखिलेश जी, प्लीज।
More volume. Guys,
राज्यपाल अभिभाषण पे प्लीज नो।
they're just screaming right now. They're absolutely just screaming right now.
No.
राज्यपाल 1 second.
Speaker, I present the budget for 25-26. This budget continues our government's efforts to A. accelerate growth. B. Secure
Okay.
inclusive development.
We have started, but
C. Invigorate
stupid behavior.
private sector investments. D. Uplift household sentiments. And E. Enhance spending power of India's rising middle class. Together, we embark on a journey to unlock our nation's tremendous potential for
Unbelievable,
greater
guys.
prosperity and
You
global
Sansakti.
positioning
Whatever
under the
TV you use
leadership
is
of
the same thing
Honorable
because
Prime
they're
Minister
shouting like
Shri
idiots in the
Narendra
back.
Modi. As we complete the first quarter of the 21st century,
This is Indian government.
continuing geopolitical headwinds suggest lower global economic growth.
Guys, you
over the
want more
medium
volume
term.
or less volume?
However,
Check your
our
volume, no one.
aspiration for a Vikasit Bharat inspires us, and
I
the
think the volume is
transformative
fine.
work we have done during our government's first two
I
terms
swear, this is shouting
guides
like
us to march forward resolutely. Our economy is the fastest growing among all major economies. Our development track record for the past 10 years and structural reforms have drawn global attention. Confidence in India's capability and potential has only grown in this period. We see the next 5 years as a unique opportunity to realize Sabka Vikas, stimulating balanced growth of all regions. The great Telugu poet and playwright Gurujada Apparao had said, Deshamante matti kadoy, Deshamante manushuloy, meaning a country is not just its soil.
I'm going to mute for 2 seconds because they're just screaming on top of their voice. Like, I don't understand. What is the point of this if you're sitting and screaming like there's no tomorrow? It's absolute stupidity, right? Absolute stupidity. We're just going to wait for 2 more seconds because it's eating my head as well. It's irritating me also. We're going to wait for 2 seconds. Pratham, you keep your trading view and all on, okay? Because I cannot share two screens at the same time apparently on this. So you keep your trading view on and I'll restart and see if the voice has gone down.
In this budget, the proposed development measures
Guys, when somebody
10
puts to check,
broad
is there any other
areas
channel where there's no background
focusing on
music? For you?
Garib, youth, Annadata, and Nari, spurring agricultural growth and productivity, building rural prosperity and resilience, taking everyone together on an inclusive growth path, boosting manufacturing and furthering Make in India, supporting MSMEs, enabling employment-led development, investing in people, economy, and innovation, securing energy supplies, promoting exports, and nurturing innovation. For this journey of development, our four powerful engines are agriculture, MSME, investments, and exports. The fuel, our reforms,
Right,
our guiding spirit, inclusivity, and the destination, Vikasit Bharat. This budget aims to initiate transformative reforms across 6 domains. During the first 5 years, these will augment our growth potential and global competitiveness. The domains are taxation, power sector, urban development, mining, financial sector, and regulatory reforms. Agriculture as the first engine. Now I move to specific proposals, beginning with agriculture as the first engine. Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, developing agri-districts program. Motivated by the success of the aspirational district program, our government will undertake a Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana in partnership with states. Through the convergence of existing schemes and specialized measures, the program will cover 100 districts with low productivity, moderate crop intensity, and below average credit parameters. It aims to 1. Enhance agricultural productivity, 2. Adopt crop diversification and sustainable agricultural practices,
ভালো এবং
3 पंचायत
Guys, can someone share the actual link? Can someone share the actual link? Where is it, bro? Which one is this? This is Hindi translation. Pratham, can you check where the link is?
So that migration is an option, but
Okay.
not a necessity. The program will focus on rural women, young farmers, rural youth, marginal and small farmers, and landless families. The details are in Annexure A. Global and domestic best practices will be incorporated, and appropriate technical and financial assistance will be sought.
One sec.
Financial assistance will be sought from multilateral development banks. In phase 1, 100 developing agri-districts will be covered. Atmanirbharta in pulses. Our government is implementing the National Mission for Edible Oilseed for achieving Atmanirbharta in edible oils. Our farmers have the capability to grow enough for our needs and more. 10 years ago, we made concerted efforts and succeeded in achieving near self-sufficiency in pulses. Farmers responded to the need by increasing the cultivated area by 50%, and government arranged for procurement and remunerative prices. Since then, with rising incomes and better affordability, our consumption of pulses has increased significantly. Our government will now launch a 6-year mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses with a special focus on Tur, Urad, and Masoor. Details are in Annexure B. Central agencies such as NAFED and NCCF will be ready to procure these 3 pulses as much as offered during the next 4 years from farmers who register with these agencies and enter into agreements. Comprehensive program for vegetables and fruits. It is encouraging that our people are increasingly becoming aware of their nutritional needs. It is a sign of a society becoming healthier. With rising income levels, the consumption of vegetables, fruits, and Sri Anna is increasing significantly. A comprehensive program to promote production, efficient supplies, processing, and remunerative prices for farmers will be launched in partnership with the states. Appropriate institutional mechanisms for implementation and participation of farmer producer organizations and cooperatives will be set up. Makhana board in Bihar. For this, there is a special opportunity for the people of Bihar. A Makhana board will be established in the state to improve production, processing, value addition, and marketing of Makhana. The people engaged in these activities will be organized into FPOs. The board will provide hand-holding and training support to Makhana farmers and will also work to ensure they receive the benefits of all relevant government schemes. A national mission on high-yielding seeds will be launched, aimed at 1. Strengthening research ecosystem, 2. Targeted development and propagation of seeds with high yield, pest resistance, and climate resilience, and 3. Commercial availability of more than 100 seed varieties released since July 2024. India ranks second largest globally in fish production and aquaculture. Seafood exports are valued at 60,000 crore rupees. To unlock the untapped potential of the marine sector, our government will bring in an enabling framework for sustainable harnessing of fisheries from Indian exclusive economic zone and high seas, with a special focus on the Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands.
They do this every year. Every year you will see
For the
Avanti seeds going
benefit
up.
of lakhs of cotton growing farmers, I am pleased to announce a mission for cotton productivity. This 5-year mission will facilitate significant improvements in productivity and sustainability of cotton farming and promote extra long staple cotton varieties. The best of science and technology support will be provided to farmers. Aligned with our integrated 5F vision for the textile sector, this will help in increasing incomes of the farmers and ensure a steady supply of quality cotton for rejuvenating India's traditional textile sector. Kisan credit cards facilitate short-term loans for 7.7 crore farmers, fishermen, and dairy farmers. The loan limit under modified interest subvention scheme will be enhanced from 3 lakh rupees to 5 lakh rupees for loans taken through the KCC. For Atmanirbharta in urea production, our government had reopened 3 dormant urea plants in the eastern region. To further augment urea supply, a plant with annual capacity of 12.7 lakh metric tons will be set up at Namrup in Assam. India Post, with 1.5 lakh rural post offices, complemented by the India Post Payment Bank and a vast network of 2.4 lakh Dak Sevaks, will be repositioned to act as a catalyst for the rural economy. Details are at Annexure C. India Post will also be transformed as a large public logistics organization. This will meet the rising needs of Vishwakarmas, new entrepreneurs, women, self-help groups, MSMEs, and the large business organizations. Our government will provide support to NCDC for its lending operations for the cooperative sector. MSMEs as the second engine. Now I move to MSMEs as the second engine, which encompasses manufacturing and services with a focus on MSMEs numbering 5.7 crores. Currently, over 1 crore registered MSMEs, employing 7.5 crore people and generating 36% of our manufacturing, have come together to position India as a global manufacturing hub. With their quality products, these MSMEs are responsible for 45% of our exports. To help them achieve higher efficiencies of scale, technological upgradation, and better access to capital, the investment and turnover limits for classification of all MSMEs will be enhanced to 2.5 and 2 times respectively. This will give them the confidence to grow and generate employment for our youth. The details are given in Annexure D. To improve access to credit, the credit guarantee cover will be enhanced. First, for micro and small enterprises from 5 crore to 10 crore rupees, leading to additional credit of 1.5 lakh crores in the next 5 years. Second, for startups from 10 crore rupees to 20 crore rupees, with the guarantee fee being moderated to 1% for loans in 27 focus sectors, which are important for Atmanirbhar Bharat. And for well-run exporter MSMEs, for term loans up to 20 crore rupees. Also for the micro enterprises, we will introduce customized credit cards with a 5 lakh rupee limit for micro enterprises registered on Udyam portal. In the first year, 10 lakh such cards will be issued. Fund of funds for startups. The alternate investment fund, AIFs, for startups have received commitments of more than 91,000 crores. rupees. These are supported by the fund of funds set up with the Government of India's contribution of 10,000 crore rupees. Now, a new fund of funds with expanded scope and a fresh contribution of another 10,000 crore rupees will be set up. A new scheme will be launched for 5 lakh women, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, first-time entrepreneurs. This will provide term loans up to 2 crore rupees during the next 5 years.
Too many lending and credit.
The scheme will incorporate lessons from the successful Stand Up India scheme. Online capacity building for entrepreneurship and managerial skills will also be organized. Measures for labor-intensive sectors. To promote employment and entrepreneurship opportunities in labor-intensive sectors, our government will undertake specific policy and facilitation measures. To enhance the productivity, quality, and competitiveness of India's footwear and leather sector, a focused product scheme will be implemented. The scheme will support design capacity, component manufacturing, and machinery required for production of non-leather quality footwear, besides the support for leather footwear and products. The scheme is expected to facilitate employment for 22 lakh persons, generate over 4 lakh crore rupees, and exports of over 1.1 lakh crore rupees. Measures for the toys sector. Building on the National Action Plan for Toys, we will implement a scheme to make India a global hub for toys. The scheme will focus on development of clusters, skills, and a manufacturing ecosystem that will create high quality, unique, innovative, and sustainable toys that will represent the Made in India brand. Support for food processing. In line with our commitment towards Purvodaya, we will establish a National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship, and Management in Bihar. The institute will provide a strong fillip to food processing activities in the entire eastern region. This will result in 1. Enhanced income for the farmers through value addition to their produce, and 2. Skilling entrepreneurship and employment opportunities for the youth.
Sab Bihar mein hai. Sab
Manufacturing mission, furthering Make in India. Our government will set up a national manufacturing mission covering small, medium, and large industries for furthering Make in India by providing policy support, execution roadmaps, governance, and monitoring framework for central ministries and states. Details are in Annexure E. Given our commitment to climate-friendly development, the mission will also support clean tech manufacturing. This will aim to improve domestic value addition and build our ecosystem for solar PV cells, EV batteries, motors and controllers, electrolyzers, wind turbines, very high voltage transmission equipment, and grid scale batteries. Investment as the third engine. Now I move to investment as the third engine, which encompasses investing in people, investing in the economy, and investing in innovation. Investing in people. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 program provides nutritional support to more than 8 crore children, 1 crore pregnant women and lactating mothers all over the country, and about 20 lakh adolescent girls in aspirational districts and the Northeast region. The cost norms for these nutritional support will be enhanced appropriately. Atal Tinkering Labs. 50,000 Atal Tinkering Labs will be set up in government schools in the next 5 years to cultivate the spirit of curiosity and innovation and foster a scientific temper among young minds. Broadband connectivity to government secondary schools and PHCs. Broadband connectivity will be provided to all government secondary schools and primary health centers in rural areas under the BharatNet project. Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme. We propose to implement a Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme to provide digital form Indian language books for schools and for higher education. This aims to help students understand their subjects better and in their language. National Centers of Excellence for Skilling. Building on the initiative announced in the July 24 budget, 5 national centers of excellence for skilling will be set up with global expertise and partnerships to equip our youth with the skills required for Make for India, Make for the World manufacturing. The partnership will cover curriculum design, training of trainers, and a skills certification framework and periodic reviews. Expansion of capacity in IITs. Total number of students in 23 IITs has increased 100% from 65,000 to 1.35 lakh in the past 10 years.
Seems like everything's going to Bihar.
Additional infrastructure will be created in the 5 IITs started after 2014 to facilitate education for 6,500 more students. Hostel and other infrastructure capacity at IIT Patna will also be expanded. Center of Excellence. Center of Excellence in AI for Education. I had announced 3 centers of excellence in artificial intelligence for agriculture, health, and sustainable cities in 2023. Now a center of excellence in artificial intelligence for education will be set up with a total outlay of 500 crores. Expansion of medical education. Our government has added almost 1.1 lakh undergraduate and postgraduate medical education seats in 10 years, an increase of 130%. In the next year, 10,000 additional seats will be added in medical colleges and hospitals towards the goal of adding 75,000 seats in the next 5 years. Daycare cancer centers in all district hospitals. Our government will facilitate setting up of daycare cancer centers in all district hospitals in the next 3 years. 200 centers will be established in 25-26 itself. Strengthening urban livelihoods. Our government has been giving priority to assisting urban poor and vulnerable groups. A scheme for socio-economic upliftment of urban workers will be implemented to help them improve their incomes, have sustainable livelihoods, and a better quality of life. PM Swanidhi scheme has benefited more than 68 lakh street vendors, giving them respite from high interest informal sector loans. Building on this success, the scheme will be revamped with enhanced loans from banks, UPI-linked credit cards with 30,000 rupees limit, and capacity building support. Social Security scheme for welfare of online platform workers. Gig workers of online platforms provide great dynamism to the new age services economy. Recognizing their contribution, our government will arrange for their identity cards and registration on the e-Shram portal. They will be provided healthcare under PM Jan Arogya Yojana. This measure is likely to assist nearly 1 crore gig workers. Investing in the economy, public-private partnership in infrastructure. Each infrastructure-related ministry will come up with a 3-year pipeline of projects that can be implemented in PPP mode. States will also be encouraged to do so and can seek support from the India Infrastructure Project Development Fund, which is a scheme to prepare PPP proposals. Support to states for infrastructure. An outlay of 1.5 lakh crore is proposed for the 50-year interest-free loans to states for capital expenditure and incentives for reforms. Building on the success of the first asset monetization plan announced in 2021, the second plan for 2025 to 30 will be launched to plow back capital of 10 lakh crore in new projects. Regulatory and fiscal measures will be fine-tuned to support the plan. Jal Jeevan Mission. Since 2019, 15 crore households, representing 80% of India's rural population, have been provided access to portable tap water connections. To achieve 100% coverage, I am pleased to announce the extension of this mission until 2028 with an enhanced total outlay. The mission's focus will be on the quality of infrastructure and O&M of rural piped water supply schemes through Jan Bhagidari. A separate MOU or separate MOUs will be signed with the states and union territories to ensure sustainability and citizen-centric water services delivery. Urban sector reforms. Building on the July budget proposals, urban sector reforms related to governance, municipal services, urban land, and planning will be incentivized. Urban Challenge Fund. The government will set up an urban challenge fund of 1 lakh crore rupees to implement the proposals for cities as growth hubs, creative redevelopment of cities, and for water and sanitation purposes announced in the July budget. This fund will finance up to 25% of the cost of bankable projects, with a stipulation that at least 50% of the cost is funded from bonds, bank loans, and PPPs. An allocation of 10,000 crore is proposed in 2025-26. Power sector reforms. We will incentivize electricity distribution reforms and augmentation of intrastate transmission capacity by states. This will improve financial health and capacity of electricity companies. Additional borrowing of 0.5% of GSDP will be allowed to states contingent on these reforms. Nuclear energy mission for Vikasit Bharat. Development of at least 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy by 2047 is essential for our energy transition efforts. For an active partnership with the private sector towards this goal, amendments to the Atomic Energy Act and the Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act will be taken up. A nuclear energy mission for research and development of small modular reactors with an outlay of 20,000 crore will be set up. At least 5 indigenously developed small modular reactors will be operationalized by 2033. Shipbuilding. The shipbuilding financial assistance policy will be revamped to address cost disadvantages. This will also include credit notes for ship breaking in Indian yards to promote the circular economy. Large ships above a specified size will be included in the infrastructure harmonized master list. Shipbuilding clusters will be facilitated to increase the range, categories, and capacity of ships. This will include additional infrastructure, facilities, skilling, and technology to develop the entire ecosystem. Maritime Development Fund. For long-term financing for the maritime industry, a Maritime Development Fund with a corpus of 25,000 crore rupees will be set up. This will be for distributed support and promoting competition. This will have up to 49% contribution by the government, and the balance will be mobilized from ports and from private sector. Udan regional connectivity schemes. Udan has enabled 1.5 crore middle-class people to meet their aspirations for speedier travel. The scheme has connected 88 airports, and operationalized 619 routes. Inspired by that success, a modified Udan scheme will be launched to enhance regional connectivity to 120 new destinations and carry 4 crore passengers in the next 10 years. 4 crore additional passengers in the next 10 years. The scheme will also support helipads and smaller airports in hilly, aspirational, and northeast regional districts. Greenfield airports will be facilitated in Bihar to meet the future needs of the state. These will be in addition to the expansion of the capacity of Patna Airport and a brownfield airport in Beta. Western Kosi Canal project in Mithilanchal. Financial support will be provided for the Western Kosi Canal ERM project, benefiting a large number of farmers cultivating over 50,000 hectares of land in the Mithilanchal region of Bihar. Mining sector reforms. Mining sector reforms, including those for minor minerals, will be encouraged through sharing of best practices and institutions of a state mining index. A policy for recovery of critical minerals from tailings will be brought out. Under the special window for affordable and mid-income housing, SWAMI, 50,000 dwelling units in stressed housing projects have been completed and keys handed over to home buyers. Another 40,000 units will be completed in 2025, further helping middle-class families who are paying EMIs on loans taken for apartments while also paying rent for their current dwellings. Building on this success, SWAMI Fund 2 will be established as a blended finance facility with contribution from the government, banks, and private investors. This fund of 15,000 crore rupees will aim for expeditious completion of another 1 lakh units. PM Gati Shakti data for private sector. For furthering PPPs and assisting the private sector in project planning, access to relevant data and maps from the PM Gati Shakti portal will be provided. Tourism for employment-led growth. Top 50 tourist destination sites in the country will be developed in partnership with states through a challenge mode. Land for building key infrastructure will have to be provided by the states. Hotels in these destinations will be included in the infrastructure harmonized list. The following measures will be taken for facilitating employment-led growth: organizing intensive skill development programs for our youth, including in institutes of hospitality management, providing mudra loans for homestays, improving ease of travel and connectivity to tourist destinations, providing performance-linked incentives to states for effective destination management, including tourist amenities, cleanliness, and marketing efforts, and introducing streamlined e-visa facilities along with visa fee waivers for certain tourist groups. Continuing with the emphasis on places of spiritual and religious significance, in the July budget, there will be a special focus on destinations related to the life and times of Lord Buddha. Medical tourism and heal in India. Medical tourism and heal in India will be promoted in partnership with the private sector, along with capacity building and easier visa norms. Investing in innovation. To implement private sector-driven research, development, and innovation initiatives announced in the July budget, I am now allocating 20,000 crore rupees for this purpose. A deep tech fund of funds will also be explored to catalyze the next generation startups as a part of this initiative. In the next 5 years, under the PM Research Fellowship Scheme, we will provide 10,000 fellowships for technological research in IITs and IISc with enhanced financial support. The second gene bank with 10 lakh germplasm lines will be set up for future food and nutritional security. This will provide conservation support to both public and private sectors for genetic resources. We will start a national geospatial mission to develop foundational geospatial infrastructure and data. Using PM Gati Shakti, this mission will facilitate modernization of land records, urban planning, and design of infrastructure projects. A Gyan Bharatam mission for survey, documentation, and conservation of our manuscript heritage with academic institutions, museums, libraries, and private collectors will be undertaken to cover more than 1 crore manuscripts. We will set up a national digital repository of Indian knowledge systems for knowledge sharing. Now I move to exports as the fourth engine. We will set up an export promotion mission with sectoral and ministerial targets driven jointly by the Ministries of Commerce, MSME, and Finance. It will facilitate easy access to export credit, cross-border factoring support, support to MSMEs to tackle non-tariff measures in overseas markets. A digital public infrastructure, Bharat Trade Net, for international trade will be set up as a unified platform for trade documentation and financing solutions. This will complement the Unified Logistics Interface platform. The BTN will be aligned with international practices. Support will be provided to develop domestic manufacturing capacities for our economy's integration with global supply chains. Sectors will be identified based on objective criteria. Facilitation groups with participation of senior officers and industry representatives will be formed for select products and supply chains. Through this, there are huge opportunities related to Industry 4.0, which needs high skills and talent. Our youth have both. Our government will support the domestic electronic equipment industry to leverage this opportunity for the benefit of our youth. A national framework will be formulated as guidance to states for promoting global capability centers in emerging Tier 2 cities. This will suggest measures for enhancing availability of talent and infrastructure, building bylaw reforms, and mechanisms for collaboration with industry. Our government will facilitate upgradation of infrastructure and warehousing for air cargo, including high-value perishable horticultural produce. Cargo screening and customs protocol will be streamlined and made user-friendly. Reforms as the fuel. Over the past 10 years, our government has implemented several reforms for convenience of taxpayers, such as faceless assessment, 2, taxpayer charter, 3, faster returns, 4, almost 99% returns being on self-assessment, and 5, Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. Continuing these efforts, I reaffirm the commitment of the tax department to trust first, scrutinize later. I also propose to introduce the new income tax bill next week. I will detail the indirect tax reforms and changes in direct taxes in Part B. Financial sector reforms. The FDI limit for the insurance sector will be raised from 74 to 100%. This enhanced limit will be available for those companies which invest the entire premium in India. The current guardrails and conditionalities associated with foreign investment will be reviewed and simplified. The services of India Post Payment Bank will be deepened and expanded in rural areas. NABFID will set up a partial credit enhancement facility for corporate bonds for infrastructure. Public sector banks will develop Grameen Credit Score framework to serve the credit needs of SHG members and people in rural areas. A forum for regulatory coordination and development of pension products will be set up. To implement the earlier announcement on simplifying the KYC processes, the revamped central KYC registry will be rolled out in 2025. We will also implement a streamlined system for periodic updating. Requirements and procedures for speedy approval of company mergers will be rationalized. The scope for fast-track mergers will also be widened and the process made simpler. As proposed in the interim budget, we signed bilateral investment treaties with 2 countries in 2024 to encourage sustained foreign investment, and in the spirit of First Develop India, the current model BIT will be revamped and made more investor-friendly. In the last 10 years, in several aspects, including financial and non-financial, our government has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to ease of doing business. We are determined to ensure that our regulations must keep up with technological innovations and global policy developments. A light touch regulatory framework based on principles and trust will unleash productivity and employment. Through this framework, we will update regulations that were made under old laws. To develop this modern, flexible, people-friendly, and trust-based regulatory framework appropriate for the 21st century, I propose 4 specific measures. A high-level committee for regulatory reforms will be set up for a review of all non-financial sector regulations certifications, licenses, and permissions. The committee will be expected to make recommendations within a year. The objective is to strengthen trust-based economic governance and take transformational measures to enhance ease of doing business, especially in matters of inspection and compliances. States will be encouraged to join in this endeavor. An investment friendliness index of states will be launched in 2025 to further the spirit of competitive cooperative federalism. Under the Financial Stability and Development Council, a mechanism will be set up to evaluate impact of the current financial regulations and subsidiary instructions. It will also formulate a framework to enhance their responsiveness and development of the financial sector. In the Jan Vishwas Act 2023, more than 180 legal provisions were decriminalized. Our government will now bring up the Jan Vishwas Bill 2.0 to decriminalize more than 100 provisions in various laws. I now move to fiscal policy. In the July budget, I had committed to staying the course for fiscal consolidation. Our endeavor will be to keep the fiscal deficit each year such that central government debt remains on a declining path as a percentage of the GDP. The roadmap for the next 6 years has been detailed in the FRBM statement. Revised estimates for 2024-25. The revised estimate of the total receipts other than borrowings is 31.47 lakh crore rupees, of which the net tax receipts are 25.57 lakh crore rupees. The revised estimate of the total expenditure is 47.16 lakh crore rupees, of which the capital expenditure is about 10.18 lakh crore rupees. The revised estimate of the fiscal deficit is 4.8% of the GDP. Budget estimates for 25-26. Coming to 25-26, the total receipts other than borrowings and total expenditure are estimated at 34.96 lakh crore rupees and 50.65 lakh crore rupees respectively. The net tax receipts are estimated at 28.37 lakh crore rupees. The fiscal deficit is estimated to be 4.4% of GDP. To finance the fiscal deficit, the net market borrowings from dated securities are estimated at 11.54 lakh crore. The balance financing is expected to come from small savings and other sources. The gross market borrowings are estimated at 14.82 lakh crore rupees. I will now move to Part B. Indirect taxes. My proposals relating to customs aim to rationalize tariff structure and address duty inversion. These will also support domestic manufacturing and value addition, promote exports, facilitate trade, and provide relief to common people. Rationalization of customs tariff structure for industrial goods. As a part of comprehensive review of customs rate structure announced in July 2024 budget, I propose to 1. Remove 7 tariff rates. This is over and above the 7 tariff rates removed in 23-24 budget. After this, there will be only 8 remaining tariff rates, including 0 rate. 2. Apply appropriate cess to broadly maintain effective duty incidence, except on a few items where such incidence will reduce marginally. 3. Levy not more than 1 cess or surcharge. Therefore, I propose to exempt social welfare surcharge on 82 tariff lines that are subject to a cess. I shall now take up sector-specific proposals. To provide relief to patients, particularly those suffering from cancer, rare diseases, and other severe chronic diseases, I propose to add 36 life-saving drugs and medicines to the list of medicines fully exempted from basic custom duty. I also propose to add 6 life-saving medicines to the list attracting concessional custom duty of 5%. Full exemption and concessional duty will also respectively apply on the bulk drugs for manufacture of the above. Specified drugs and medicines under patient assistance programs run by the pharmaceutical companies are fully exempt from BCD, provided the medicines are supplied free of cost to the patients. I propose to add 37 more medicines along with 13 new patient assistance programs. Support to domestic manufacturing and value addition. Critical minerals. In the July 2024 budget, I had fully exempted BCD on 25 critical minerals that are not domestically available. I had also reduced BCD of 2 other such minerals to provide a major fillip to their processing, especially by MSMEs. Now, I propose to fully exempt cobalt powder and waste, the scrap of lithium-ion battery, lead, zinc, and 12 more critical minerals. This will help secure the availability for manufacturing in India and promote more jobs for our youth. To promote domestic production of technical textile products, such as agro-textiles, medical textiles, and geotextiles at competitive prices, I propose to add 2 more types of shuttle-less looms to the list of fully exempted textile machinery. I also propose to revise the BCD rate on knitted fabrics covered by 9 tariff lines from 10 or 20 to 20% or 115 rupees per kg, whichever is higher. Electronic goods. In line with our Make in India policy and to rectify inverted duty structure, I propose to increase the BCD on interactive flat panel display from 10% to 20% and reduce the BCD to 5% on open cell and other components. In 23-24 budget, for the manufacture of open cells of LCD, LED TVs, I had reduced the BCD on parts of open cells from 5% to 2.5%. To further boost the manufacture of such open cells, the BCD on these parts will now stand exempted. Lithium-ion battery. To the list of exempted capital goods, I propose to add 35 additional capital goods for EV battery manufacturing and 28 additional capital goods for mobile phone battery manufacturing. This will boost domestic manufacture of lithium-ion batteries, both for mobile phones and for electric vehicles. Shipping sector. Considering that shipbuilding has a long gestation period, I propose to continue the exemption of BCD on raw materials, components, consumables, or parts for the manufacture of ships for another 10 years. I also propose the same dispensation for shipbreaking to make it more competitive. Telecommunication. To prevent classification disputes, I propose to reduce the BCD from 20% to 10% on carrier-grade Ethernet switches to make it at par with non-carrier-grade Ethernet switches. Export promotion. To facilitate exports of handicrafts, I propose to extend the time period for export from 6 months to 1 year, further extendable by another 3 months if required. I also propose to add 9 items to the list of duty-free inputs. Leather sector. I propose to fully exempt BCD on wet blue leather to facilitate imports for domestic value addition and employment. I also propose to exempt crust leather from 20% export duty to facilitate exports by small tanners. Marine products. To enhance India's competitiveness in the global seafood market, I propose to reduce BCD from 30% to 5% on frozen fish paste, surimi, for manufacture and export of its analog products. I also propose to reduce BCD from 15% to 5% on fish hydrolysates for manufacture of fish and shrimp feed. In July 2024 budget, to promote development of domestic MROs for aircraft and ships, I had extended the time limit for export of foreign origin goods that were imported for repairs from 6 months to 1 year and further extendable by 1 year. I now propose to extend the same dispensation for railway goods. Time limit for provisional assessment. Presently, the Customs Act 1962 does not provide any time limit to finalize provisional assessments, leading to uncertainty and cost to trade. As a measure of promoting ease of doing business, I propose to fix a time limit of 2 years, extendable by a year, for finalizing the provisional assessment. I propose to introduce a new provision that will enable importers or exporters, after clearance of goods, to voluntarily declare material facts and pay duty with interest but without penalty. This will incentivize voluntary compliance. However, this will not apply in cases where department has already initiated audit or investigation proceedings. For industry to better plan their imports, I propose to extend the time limit for the end use of imported inputs in the relevant rules from 6 months to 1 year. This will provide operational flexibility in view of cost and uncertainty of supply. Further, such importers will now have to file only quarterly statements instead of a monthly statement. I now come to my direct tax proposals. In Part A, I have briefly underlined taxation reforms as one of key reforms to realize our vision of Vikasit Bharat. In respect of criminal law, our government had earlier ushered in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, replacing Bharatiya Danda Sanhita. I am happy to inform this August House and the country that for new income tax bill will carry forward the same spirit of Nyaya in its drafting as well. The new bill will be clear and direct in text, with close to half of the present law in terms of both chapters and words. It will be simple to understand for taxpayers and tax administrators, leading to tax certainty and reduced litigation. Reforms, however, are not a destination. They are means to achieve good governance for our people and economy. Providing good governance primarily involves being responsive. The Tirukural captures this in verse 542, which reads, "Vaanokki vaazhum ulagallam, mannavan kol nokki vaazhum kudi," meaning, just as the living beings live expecting rains, citizens live expecting good governance. Our government is committed to keeping an ear to the ground and a finger on the pulse and responding while balancing our national building efforts. nation building efforts. The following measures will detail just how our government will under the guidance of PM Modi, has taken steps to understand and address. I repeat that sentence, sir. The following measures will detail just how our government, under the guidance of PM Modi, has taken steps to understand and address the needs voiced by our citizens. My tax proposals are guided by this spirit. The objectives of my proposals are as follows. Personal income tax reforms with special focus on middle class. Rationalization of TDS and TCS for easing difficulties. Encouraging voluntary compliance. Reducing compliance burden. Ease of doing business, employment and investment. I will come to my proposal on personal income tax towards the end. TDS and TCS, rationalization for easing difficulties. I propose to rationalize tax deduction at source, TDS, by reducing the number of rates and thresholds above which TDS is deducted. Further, threshold amounts for tax deduction will be increased for better clarity and uniformity. The limit for tax deduction on interest for senior citizens is being doubled from the present 50,000 rupees to 1 lakh rupees. Similarly, the annual limit of 2.40 lakh rupees for TDS on rent is being increased to 6 lakh rupees. This will reduce the number of transactions liable to TDS, thus benefiting small taxpayers receiving small payments. The threshold to collect tax at source, the TCS, on remittances under RBI's liberalized remittance scheme, the LRS, is proposed to be increased from 7 lakh to 10 lakhs. I also propose to remove TCS on remittances for education purposes, where such remittances is out of a loan taken from a specified financial institution. Both TDS and TCS are being applied on any transaction related to sale of goods. To prevent such compliance difficulties, I propose to omit the TCS. I also propose that the provisions of the higher TDS deduction will now apply only in non-PAN cases. In July 2024, the delay for payment of TDS up to the due date of filing statement was decriminalized. I propose to provide the same relaxation to TCS provisions as well. The government under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi believes in Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and Sabka Prayas. In line with this, we brought in updated return facility in 2022 for voluntary compliance by taxpayers who had omitted to report their correct income. Our trust in taxpayers was proved right. Nearly 90 lakh taxpayers voluntarily updated their incomes by paying additional tax. Taking this trust further, I now propose to extend the time limit to file updated returns for any assessment year from the current limit of 2 years to 4 years. I propose to reduce the compliance burden for small charitable trusts and institutions by increasing their period of registration from 5 years to 10 years. It is also proposed that disproportionate consequences do not arise for minor defaults, such as incomplete applications filed by charitable entities. Presently, taxpayers can claim the annual value of self-occupied properties as nil only on the fulfillment of certain conditions. Considering the difficulties faced by taxpayers, it is proposed to allow the benefit of 2 such self-occupied properties without any condition. To streamline the process of transfer pricing and to provide an alternative to yearly examination, I propose to introduce a scheme for determining arm's length price of international transaction for a block period of 3 years. This will be in line with global best practices. With a view to reduce litigation and provide certainty in international taxation, the scope of safe harbor rules is being expanded. A number of senior and very senior citizens have very old national savings schemes accounts. As interest is no longer payable on such accounts, I propose to exempt withdrawals made from NSS by individuals on or after 29th August 2024. I am also proposing to allow similar treatment to NPS Vatsalya accounts as is available to normal NPS accounts subject to overall limits. In my speech in July 2024, I had promised that all processes, including giving effect to appellate orders, shall be digitalized and made paperless over the next 2 years. So I'm happy to announce that digitalization is being made operational now. In July 2024, we brought in the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme to resolve income tax disputes pending in appeal. The scheme has received a great response, with nearly 33,000 taxpayers having availed of the scheme to settle their disputes. I have a few proposals to promote investment and employment. It is proposed to provide a presumptive taxation regime for non-residents who provide services to a resident company that is establishing or operating an electronics manufacturing facility. I further propose to introduce a safe harbor for tax certainty for non-residents who store components for supply to specified electronics manufacturing units. Presently, the tonnage tax scheme is available only to seagoing ships. The benefits of existing tonnage tax scheme are proposed to be extended to inland vessels registered under the Indian Vessels Act 2021 to promote inland water transport in the country. Extension for incorporation of startups. We continue to support the Indian startup ecosystem. I propose to extend the period of incorporation by 5 years to allow the benefit available to startups which are incorporated before 1/4/2030. In order to attract and promote additional activities in the IFSC, I am inter alia proposing specific benefits to ship leasing units, insurance offices, and treasury centers of global companies which are set up in IFSC. Further, to claim benefits, the cutoff date for commencement in IFSC has also been extended by 5 years to 31/3/2030. Category 1 and Category 2 AIFs are undertaking investments in infrastructure and other such sectors. I propose to provide certainty of taxation to these entities on the gains from securities. To promote funding from sovereign wealth funds and pension funds to the infrastructure sector, I propose to extend the date of making an investment by 5 more years up to 31st March 2030. Personal income tax reforms with special focus on middle class. Democracy, demography, and demand are the key support pillars in our journey towards Vikasit Bharat. The middle class provides strength for India's growth. This government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, has always believed in the admirable energy and ability of the middle class in nation building. In recognition of their contribution, we have periodically reduced their tax burden. Right after 2014, the nil tax slab was raised to 2.5 lakhs of rupees, which was further raised to 5 lakh rupees in 2019 and to 7 lakh rupees in 2023. This is reflected of our government's trust on the middle class taxpayers. I am now happy to announce that there will be no income tax payable up to income of 12 lakh rupees.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
सबकी बोलती बंद हो गई है.
Oh my God, 12 lakhs is a lot. Huge disposable income. Oh.
So, average income of 1 lakh per month, other than the special rate income such as capital gains, under the new regime. This limit will be 12.75 lakh for salaried taxpayers due to the standard deduction of 75,000.
12 lakh 75 for
Slabs and rates are being changed across the board to benefit all taxpayers. The new structure will substantially reduce the taxes of the middle class and leave more money in their hands, boosting household consumption, savings, and investment. In the new tax regime, I propose to revise tax rate structures as follows: 0 to 4 lakh rupees nil, 4.8 lakh rupees to 4 to 8 lakh rupees 5%, 8 to 12 lakh rupees 10%, 12 to 16 lakh rupees 15%, 16 to 20 lakh rupees 20%, 20 to 24 lakh rupees 25%, and above 24 lakh rupees 30%. To taxpayers up to 12 lakh of normal income, other than special rate income such as capital gains. I read that again. To taxpayers up to 12 lakh of income, other than special rate income such as capital gains, tax rebate is being provided in addition to the benefit due to slab rate reduction in such a manner that there is no tax payable by them. The total tax benefit of slab rate changes and rebate at different income levels can be illustrated with a few examples. A taxpayer in the new regime with an income of 12 lakh rupees will get a benefit of 80,000 rupees in tax, which is 100% of tax payable as per the existing rates. A person having income of 18 lakh rupees will get a benefit of 70,000 rupees in tax. That is 30% of tax payable as per existing rates. A person with an income of 25 lakh gets a benefit of 1,10,000 rupees. That is 25% of his tax payable as per existing rates. Details of my tax proposals are given in the annexure. As a result of these proposals, Honorable Speaker, sir, revenue of about 1 lakh crore in direct taxes and 2,600 crores in indirect taxes will be foregone. Mr. Speaker, sir, with this, I commend the budget to this august House.
no capital gain. No capital gain.
Item number 2, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman.
Sir, with your permission, I rise to lay on the table the following statements under Section 3(1) of the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2003. Medium-term fiscal policy cum fiscal policy strategy statement and macroeconomic framework statement.
Item number 3, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman.
Sir, with your permission, I rise to move for leave to introduce the Finance Bill 2025.
प्रश्न ये है कि विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित करने की अनुमति प्रदान की जाए। जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पटवा अनुमति प्रदान की जाती है। माननीय मंत्री जी अब विधेयक को पुरस्तापित करें।
Sir, I introduce the bill.
थैंक यू। सभा की कार्रवाई सोमवार दिनांक 3 फरवरी 2025 को प्राप्त 11 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
I think all done, guys. Oof. Oof. Let's see how the market has reacted to this. 1 second. Let me see how the market has reacted to this. What's going on with Nifty? It's actually can you guys hear me? Pratham, can you hear me? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, let's do a quick review of the budget. Good, bad, what are the things that were discussed, how the market is reacting. Market actually fell quite a bit from where it was at its top, as you can see. I think how did you guys think the budget was? Come on, let me take some questions from the audience as well. And obviously, we will discuss the budget. But what is your take on the budget, guys? First of all, I'm a little sad that the capital gains tax did not change. No change in capital gains on short-term capital gains, no change in long-term capital gains, no change in STT as well. But I think they've done the reverse approach. The reverse approaches make India such a strong machine with disposable income that FIIs have no other option but to come back and start investing, because the amount of free capital that is going to come in India is going to be insane, absolutely insane. Because I don't know, I don't think people are realizing how big this free capital is going to add on to the Indian economy, because everything will start changing, right? Everything will start changing. All from your housing market will start reviving, your FMCG will start reviving, your consumption sector will start reviving, your auto sector will start reviving. Hopefully these see markets now reacting positively. It is still a little confusing because we need to see that exact next week mein jo aayega, that direct quote jo aayega. I think we need to see that properly as well. I am on the Union Budget website trying to see if they have given any document as of now. I can't find any document yet. But I think that last part was a game changer. What is your take? Pratham, what is your take? You're on mute again.
My take, yeah, it was a game changer because at the end, 12 lakh, 12 plus 75 deduction as well. So it is 12.75. So that rests up to us. So that is, but first question I had is Bihar listed?
Yeah, I think that was one thing that was very common across both the budgets. I think Make in Bihar was quite trending in the start, because every non-important big thing was actually there in Bihar, as you see. So that is something that, I don't know, a lot of money is going to go to Bihar. But one good news is that last mein thoda middle class ke liye kiya tha. I think if you go through all the other sections, I think shipbuilding has a huge opportunity, right? And this was so sad because I think all the some insider news was definitely out before, because all the only shipbuilding companies went up quite drastically yesterday, right? And then obviously today we see that all the shipbuilding companies also started going up. So I think some insider news was obviously out depending on that. Apart from that, I think power, wind, transmission also was mentioned with some extra benefits on interest rates. So that is why I see some of
fertilizers and seed as well. So I saw Kaveri seeds, like in the last 1 week, it was up by 10-15%. So seeds, edible oil. Yeah.
Actually, that Kaveri seeds and Avanti feeds always go up during budget, and then after that, they never go up at all, right? So I don't know what is going on there. Weirdly, there was not much in Andhra. If you see in the previous one, there was huge Andhra. Right now, there was not much Andhra. Tourism, Sharath is asking about tourism and hotels. In fact, they'll do very well now. They'll do absolutely well. So if you want me to list down, do you want me to tell you all the sectors that will now do well because of this extra disposable income in India? Okay. Let's take the sectors one by one, right? So the first sector I feel will do really well would be the hospitality space for sure. Yes, your hospitality space. Mainly, what are the stocks in your hospitality space? We have your Indigos will start doing well, because now travel is going to boom quite drastically. Because think about it. I don't know how many of you all know this, but all the people who are in the 12 lakh income bracket are usually people in their first or second job. Please understand, in India, getting 1 lakh a month package is quite a lot, right? Usually the starting package is around 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. Getting 1 lakh package is quite a lot. Imagine that guy who gets a 1 lakh package has to pay zero tax, zero income tax, right? That is going to be unbelievable, 12.75. So what is going to happen? All this is going to get started, get back into the economy. And where is it going to come back into the economy? They're going to buy some expensive electronics as always. So that type of industry is going to do well. They are going to spend more. So you will see them flying in more in Indigo. You will see them going to different hotels. There are so many hotels. There's Marriott's, there is Taj. There are so many different hotels that will also start doing well. So all your travel stocks you will see will start slowly doing well, right? Your auto stocks should also pick up, mainly because now all the guys who are in that 50,000 rupees to 1 lakh rupees a month bracket can now afford a car, very easily afford a car. Earlier, they could maybe not afford a car, maybe they could take a bike. Now they could afford a car. In fact, I would say the migration is now little peaking towards the cars more than the two-wheelers, because now most of India can buy a car. They don't need to buy a two-wheeler. So there will be a great migration happening. Not sure about how Bajaj Auto and the other companies are reacting to this. In fact, your lending company should start doing really well. So I don't know why Bajaj Finance has not gone up a lot. I would say that Bajaj Finance will start showing good numbers in the future, mainly because if this kind of lending goes up, which is auto loans, the companies that are in the auto loan space will start doing really well. Somehow I feel the budget has not, I mean, the market has not reacted appropriately to the 12 lakh. Either there is something that is going to come in that new direct tax code, or people are waiting for that direct tax code to come. Maybe there is some googly in that direct tax code that we are not seeing. Ki you will get 12.5 lakhs only if XYZ, right? But in my opinion, that was quite huge, because see this, connecting the dots, what we do, right? One is I will have more money in my bank account. I'm going to go consume more. I will go out and eat more. So the stocks that are there to eat. I will go buy a car. I will start taking international trips, international vacations. And these are young generation. These are not the old generation, because old generation tax is still high. Even though I think about 20-25 lakhs, about how much is that? 20 to 24 is 55%, 25%, and above that is 24 lakhs ke upar is 30%. So not a huge rebate to the people who are already making a lot of money. Yes, some benefit is there. Definitely you will save a lot of money in the thing, but it's not huge for them. But auto companies will do well, housing finance companies will do well, housing companies will do well. If housing companies do well, pipes, paints, everyone will start doing really well. I think the consumption is going to not start, but I think the consumption is going to fly. I think the consumption will go fly. And for people, and another beautiful thing is for people who are in that 1 lakh bracket, right? Now they can start investing more also in the market, right? Yes, there is capital gains, there is STT, there is short term, long term. But now I have more disposable income to actually start investing in the market. So I think that is going to add a huge value. But I don't understand why the market has not reacted in line with the budget, which makes me also now very shaky that कुछ तो होने वाला है आगे जाके, because it should have. Now coming to the other points, people are asking about defense, people are asking about railway. So defense, even last budget, guys, listen to this very carefully. Even last budget, defense wasn't improved a lot. I think the change in defense budget was only around 4 or 5%. Even in the last budget, the defense that they're doing right now is not going to get a lot of money, because now think about it, the government is now putting most of the money into freebies for the lower audience vote bank, and now for the middle class, because we cried a lot. So kudos to all the middle class who are here, because we actually forced their hand into this by getting really pissed off with the government, right? And that is why we've got this 12.75 lakh. 12.75 lakh is absolutely huge, right? So that is something that is going to be very, very, very interesting from that perspective. Now, what are the tax slabs? Yes, that is something that, again, I'm waiting for that direct tax code to come so we can start reading that direct tax code. I will explain everything in the community, so don't worry about that. In fact, Pratham, we will once the document comes out, the budget document comes out, let's do a summary of that and post it in the community as well, right? Like a quick summary in the community. So, it's going to be very interesting that, yes, disposable income is going to be there. So yes, auto sector, housing sector, travel and tourism, all of this is going to start doing well. IT will automatically do well because of dollar appreciation and Trump. Pharma, weirdly, onco pharma, they have given more benefit as compared to general pharma as a whole. In fact, they should have spoken something about API, because I remember last budget or in their manifesto, it was written that BJP will make India the API of the world, or pharmacy of the world, right? And with China around the corner, I think we should have done a little more to the pharma industry. Even chemicals wasn't spoken too much about, right? Little bit, yes, but not like usually they have something for the fertilizer space and all. So not too much. But yes, if you think about it that way, they have catered more to the populous side as compared to the non-populous side. Because even if you look at the education in AI budget is only around 500 crores, right? Which is I don't think is very great. In my opinion, the way I see it, I think the FIIs should come back, because right now, if this continues for the next 3 years, the demand and growth for India with respect to consumption led growth will be amazing. This is something we predicted as well, that the government of India is in a checkmate position. They have to boost consumption. Remember, we predicted this even at the start of the session. We said that at least 10 to 15,000 rupees relief mil gaya to bhi bahut ho gaya, but usse zyada hi mila, but capital gains mein change nahi hua. So I don't know how the FIs are going to react to this, but looking at India, I think India will do well. Yes, inflation, now I have a problem, because inflation will definitely go up. There is no if and buts about it, right? Because if the disposable income has gone up to almost 1 lakh per person, your inflation in the market is going to go up. Inflation in terms of everything, whether it's your food inflation, whether it's your product inflation, and whether it's your real estate inflation, that is going to go up for sure. So that is going to become another problem for us. So I don't know what is going to happen. Okay, let's do the last part. So yes, a lot of you guys are asking about Stars PF. Let me see what happened to the Stars PF. It didn't move today, no? No, not moved at all today. What's happening with the mid cap, small cap index? Mid cap index, small cap index is also flat. Let me just open the Stars PF here. Yeah. So mid cap index is at CNX 500 is at 0. Mid cap is at minus whatever, flat. Small cap is flat. Only good companies that have gone up is Varun Beverages has gone up, Apar has gone up, Motilal has gone up a little bit. Obviously, because all of them have fallen down so much, that's why they're going up a little bit right now. Nuvama has not recovered yet. PGEL should do well, because with the disposable income. So let's look at, if more disposable income comes, who gets the direct beneficiary out of Stars, right? So let us see that. Innova CapTab does not get much benefit of this. Zaggle does not get much benefit on spending. Anant Raj doesn't get much benefit on this. Kaplan Onco, but not too much. I don't think it's a big beneficiary of this. Prudent should get a beneficiary. Again, that I will not know today. We will only come to know with the next SIP of, let's say, Feb. Yeah. And or we'll come to know when this goes into action. So maybe after March or maybe after April, we will see the actual SIP inflow, and we will see whether the disposable income has added to the SIP inflow. Only in April we will come to know, nothing before that. 361 should do well, because if consumption goes up, the rich people become richer, and they cater to the ultra HNI, so that should do well. PGL, in my opinion, is the biggest beneficiary. I think this and Dixon both will do well. All the EMS companies should do well now, auto companies as well. Nuvama, Motilal should do well. Apart, I think because of the power sector, should do well. Somehow I feel power sector, they should have spoken a little more about it. I feel it was not, we didn't talk about the future of power sector, and Varun Beverages obviously is going to do well. Pratham, what is your take?
I guess, as you rightly said, discretionary and non-discretionary is the consumption was the focus of this budget. So it has to be discretionary and non-discretionary. More than AMCs, I feel discretionary, like for example, your Whirlpool, your,
Can you explain the difference? Can you explain the difference?
So basically, discretionary and non-discretionary, one is your necessary goods, like for example, FMCG, like, it is used in your daily consumption. And one is your luxury goods, like, for example, you can delay the consumption for that. For example, if the taxes are very high, you may delay purchasing an AC, for example. You may delay purchasing a fridge. So I feel companies like Hindustan Unilever, all these consumption-led stories were beaten down in the last 1-2 years. Nobody moved. But now we see discretionary as well as non-discretionary moving up, because this was a consumption-led budget, hands down.
Got it. So you're saying that FMCGs will definitely take the first benefit, and then depending on time, we will have to look at how it works in the other.
Yeah,
world, right?
because while we were studying the paint industry, people were delaying, painting their houses because the amount that they had was very less. With now these tax reliefs, I guess people will spend more on painting their houses or whatever they want to do. They can purchase a TV, for example. So your PGEL, Dixon are an indirect beneficiary because they provide raw material to your consumption. So these things, I guess, will play out well.
Beautiful, beautiful. So up to nil tax slab up to 12 lakhs, 12.75 for salaried with the standard deduction of this. But there is a lot of confusion on why are the tax slabs there if there is no tax up to 12.75. Okay, so that is something that we'll have to basically see how that changes the game, because that is something that is very confusing right now. So देखना पड़ेगा why they have done the tax slabs like that. But either way, I think that will come up in the next week. Next week we will come. So we will see that, right? Perfect. Okay, guys, I think that is it for today's session. We will do a detailed summary of the budget as soon as the budget document comes. We will go more deep into it, but markets have not reacted positively to it nor negatively to it. I would say market has just been flat towards it. So has the Stars PF has been quite flat. The market has not moved much, in fact. So it is going to be very interesting to see maybe in the next, see this, I'll just show you this as well. This is how our sector update looks like. If you look at all our sectors heat map, it is not looking very attractive as of today. Even the sector heat map, right? So very interesting. But as you can see, all Maruti has gone up 5%. So consumer durables have all gone up. Bajaj Auto, Maruti, M&M have gone up. Hindustan Unilever, ITC, all your consumer durables, which is your FMCG, has gone up. IT, obviously, no benefit. Reliance, no benefit. Builders should go up. Your Brigade Prestige should start doing well. Your green sector is also slightly up. Your retail trade is definitely up. Trent is up 5%. Yes, because Zudio and all of that will start doing extremely, extremely well, right? Your hotel sector also is doing well. I think this has also gone up. Yeah. So basically that is what it is. But obviously I'll give you more. I think the document is out. Thank you, Guru Darshan. So document is out. So Pratham, let's work on the document. Let's get a detailed summary report and post it for the members of the community. Yeah. So for all the people who want more detailed information, yeah, you can join the YouTube community and we'll share everything with you with our detailed summary. We will also talk about exact examples. Everything will be done and we will give you more guidance on what is going to happen in the future. So again, thank you all for watching this budget along with me. I know it was a super 1 hour and finally the middle class got some relief. So again, thank you, Pratham, for coming as well. So let's make a nice summary report and give it to everyone.
Thanks.
And then, yes, I will also make a detailed video on Stars PF maybe in the next 2-3 days. Let me see if I have to rebalance something or not. That me and Pratham will have to sit and think what to do now with the future direction of Stars. So we will do a detailed video on Stars as well. Okay. Awesome, guys. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care. See you guys. Bye-bye.